A secret lies hidden in Ireland's ancient hills. The werewolves of Ossory, guardians not monsters, bear a forbidden curse. Under the full moon, their eyes glow like emeralds, protecting a land torn by fear. Tonight we unveil their tale, a 12th century saga of loyalty magic and a clan bound to the wild settle. In Let the Forest Draw You Close and discover a story lost to time. Eden was no ordinary man. Tall, with eyes like polished amber, he moved through Ossory's fields with quiet strength. His linen tunic patched, but clean. His hands calloused from sickle and plow carved oaken charms. Tiny wolves knotted spirals for children who trailed him. Giggling by the village fire, he shared crusty bread with travelers, his smile warm as the embers. When he sang his voice low, lilting wove ballads of heroes and fairy folk, the crowd swaying under starlight. The elders watched him whispering, "He bears the mark of the old ones, a guardian's heart." Eden only laughed, brushing back his dark hair, but his amber eyes flickered as if sensing a deeper call. The forest of Ossory stretched beyond the village, its ancient oaks draped in mist, their roots curling over stones etched with druid runes. Ferns swayed in the moonlight, silvered by a crimson glow that pulsed like a heartbeat. When the full moon swelled, Eden's chest tightened. His blood sang with the wild. He slipped from his hut, past sleeping dogs and glowing hearth fires into the wood's embrace. His body shifted bones, softening, fur, blooming silver paws, silent on damp earth. The forest seemed to bow its shadows, parting to reveal paths only wolves could see. Fireflies danced, their light mirroring Eden's eyes, now blazing with purpose. As a wolf, Eden roamed the hills, not to hunt, but to protect. His pack, his kin with fur of ash and snow, glided through brambles, their howls a harmonic warning to raiders. The villagers spoke in hushed tones of their deeds. A shepherd's flock spared from thieves guided by a silver wolf. A lost boy found shivering, warmed by a pack's breath. Eden's sister Bridget swore she saw him once, his eyes glowing through the mist, watching her safely home. Her tears fell, not in fear, but love, for she knew his curse was their shield. The forest itself seemed alive, its branches whispering secrets, its streams reflecting moonlit eyes. Eden paused atop a hill, his silhouette sharp against the crimson moon, his heart torn between man and wolf. He was Ossory's bridge to the wild, but whispers of doubt began to creep like frost on autumn leaves. What protector watches over your home? Share below. Now let's follow Eden's moonlit path. Subscribe to uncover more hidden folklore. Kilkenny's Abbey loomed over Ossory, its gray stones weathered by centuries, ivy clinging like ancient secrets. Within Brother Cillian arrived a gaunt man, his face carved with lines of zeal, his black robes sweeping the floor. His eyes, pale as winter frost, darted nervously, haunted by a memory he buried deep. Years ago, lost in a blizzard. Cillian stumbled through a forest, his breath ragged until a silver wolf appeared, its amber eyes steady, guiding him to a village's glow. He knelt in thanks trembling, yet now he named that wolf a demon, his voice sharp in sermons. The werewolves are a curse. He thundered his fist, striking the oak pulpit. The abbey's halls, lined with saints' statues, seemed to frown, their stone eyes cold. The villagers gathered outside their woolen cloaks, damp from drizzle. Their faces a mix of fear and defiance. A weaver, her hands stained with indigo, clutched a wolf charm, whispering, they guard our fields. A blacksmith, his apron singed, nodded, recalling a night when howls drove raiders from his forge. But Cillian's words sowed doubt like seeds in fertile soil. One stormy night, a howl rose, wild resonant, shaking the abbey's oaken doors, their iron hinges groaning. Candles flickered, wax pooling like tears, as monks clutched rosaries, their chants faltering. Cillian stood frozen, his pale hands trembling, the wolf's eyes from his past burning in his mind. The villagers' offerings, bowls of mead-woven wreaths, dwindled at the forest's edge, replaced by crosses carved in haste. Yet some held fast, slipping into the woods, to pray their lanterns, casting golden arcs through mist. The abbey's shadow grew its bells, tolling like a warning, as Cillian's secret gnawed at his soul. The forest of Ossory roared under a tempest, its ancient oaks swaying their bark etched with druid runes that pulsed green in the dark. Rain fell in silver sheets pooling in hollows where moss glowed faintly like fairy light Eden's pack gathered by a towering oak, its roots sprawling like veins of the earth. Aiden, his silver fur matted, stood tall, his amber eyes haunted. He thought of his sister, Brigid, weaving by the hearth her laughter bright. His father lost to raiders, his voice a fading echo. Would they forget him a wolf forever? His pack circled their fur ash, snow charcoal glistening their breaths warm in the chill. Aiden's heart trembled, but his howl rose fierce, yet mournful, calling to the storm. From the mist a figure emerged, an old woman, her green cloak tattered, her silver hair braided with ivy. Her eyes like starlight pierced Aiden's soul, a seer, some said, or a spirit of the land. Aiden, she whispered, her voice like wind through reeds. Your clan's heart is true, but fear poisons Ossory. The oak's runes flared, casting emerald shadows on her wrinkled face. She spoke of a pact, a ritual to prove the wolf's loyalty. Aiden must walk as a wolf into the abbey under the full moon's crimson light and offer a gift to the abbot. The seer's hand brushed Aiden's fur, her touch warm, steadying his fear. Your love binds you to them forever, she said, her eyes glinting with secrets. Lightning split the sky, illuminating the pack, their eyes glowing in trust. Aiden's howl answered, accepting the pact as the forest seemed to hum its streams, reflecting his resolve. If he failed, the wolves would roam eternal their home, lost to fear's cold grip, Ossory's harvest festival. Lit the night bonfires roaring in the village square, their flames dancing like spirits. Thatched roofs gleamed under starlight, their straw woven with care, while crimson lanterns swayed, casting warm glows on cobblestone paths. Villagers swirled in woolen cloaks, green ochre blue, their boots tapping to the fiddle's tune. Women shared oatcakes, their hands dusted with flour, their smiles bright as they passed cider mugs. Men, their faces ruddy from the fields, carved hazel sticks into charms, laughing as children darted through the crowd. The air smelled of wood smoke and apple, weaving a spell of kinship under the autumn sky. Elders wrapped in shawls sang of the Tuatha De Danann, their voices trembling with pride. At the festival's heart, a girl named Aithne stood, her red braids glowing, her eyes wide with wonder. Barely 10, she stepped forward, her voice clear, telling her tale lost in the woods, cold and afraid until a silver wolf appeared, its amber eyes kind, guiding her to the village's light. The crowd hushed, tears falling, their faith in the wolves renewed. A weaver knelt clutching Ethna's hand, her wolf charm gleaming by the forest's edge. Villagers laid offerings, milk in clay bowls, wreaths of ivy and yew, praying to Brigid, goddess of hearth, for peace. The woods answered soft howls, weaving through the fiddle's notes, as if the wolves danced too. These were a people of heart, mending nets, sharing stories, trusting the wild as kindred. The festival's warmth held them, but the abbey's shadow loomed, its bells tolling faintly like a warning unanswered. What festival lights your heart? Tell us below. Now let's face the abbey's test. Kilkenny's abbey stood stark under a full moon, its spires clawing at the sky, their stones glinting like frost. Inside candles flared in iron sconces, their wax dripping onto flagstones worn smooth by prayer. Monks in coarse robes huddled, their faces pale, their rosaries clicking as they whispered psalms. Brother Cillian stood by the altar, his gaunt frame rigid, his pale eyes darting to the oaken doors. The moonlight streamed through stained glass, casting crimson and sapphire shards across the hall, as if the saints themselves watched. Outside mist curled like a living thing, cloaking the abbey in secrets. Aidan's howl broke the night resonant, mournful, stirring the air like a storm's. The doors creaked open, and Aidan stepped in his wolf form, radiant silver fur, shimmering his amber eyes, soft as candlelight. The monks gasped, some falling to their knees, their prayers faltering, others clutching crosses, their hands trembling. Aidan moved with grace, no threat in his stride, his breath warm in the chill. In his jaws he carried a woven wreath, ivy yew and white heather, glowing faintly, crafted by the village's weavers. He laid it at Cillian's feet, his eyes meeting the abbot's, his heart aching for trust. Cillian's face paled, his fingers twitching, the memory of a wolf's kindness warring with his fear. The air thickened, purple mist sparking, where moonlight touched the wreath as if the forest's magic lingered. A monk, young and wide-eyed, reached out awed, but Cillian's voice cracked. "Be gone, demon." He cast the wreath into shadows, its glow fading. Aidan's heart broke, yet pride held him tall. His howl rose not in anger, but love for his land, a guardian unbroken. Subscribe to explore more tales of courage. Now let's see his legacy unfold. The werewolves of Ossory endured their silver fur, a beacon under the moon's gentle gaze. The forest stretched wide its oaks, standing like sentinels, their branches draped in lichen that glowed faintly in the dawn. Streams wove through mossy stones, their waters catching starlight as if whispering the wolf's tale. Aidan's pack roamed the hills, their paws silent, their eyes amber, jade, sapphire glowing through mist. Villagers swore they saw them, a farmer glimpsed glowing eyes guarding his flock. A widow heard a howl that eased her grief. The village of Ossory, its thatched roofs dusted with dew, buzzed with stories, children carving wolf charms from yew, their laughter bright. The abbey softened its stone walls, warmed by new voices. Young monks, their robes patched, spoke of the wolves as protectors, not demons, their prayers blending with forest hymns. Brother Cillian, his face softer, now slipped into the woods one dawn, leaving a bowl of milk at the forest's edge. His hands steady, his eyes wet. The villagers forgave their hearts, opened their fires, welcoming all. At Samhain, when the veil thins, festivals bloomed, bonfires, roared, crimson lanterns swayed, and villagers danced, their cloaks swirling. They laid offerings, milk oatcakes, woven wreaths at a shrine and stacked stones, its surface carved with runes. Elders sang of Aiden, their voices weaving his name into the stars. Some said the curse lifted. Others believed the wolves chose to stay their spirits bound to Ossory's heart. Even today in Leinster's quiet hills, a lone howl echoes a testament to a clan who loved their land. The forest sighed its mist, curling like a promise, guarding the wolves' legacy forever. Rest now, dear listener. Let Ossory's wolves guard your dreams. Feel the forest's embrace, hear the moon's lullaby. What guardian spirits haunt your tales? Share them below your story, might inspire our next video. Join our folklore family, subscribe for weekly hidden tales that light the night. Like this video, share it with friends who love the wild and follow Lost Folklore for more. Sleep deeply and dream of glowing eyes.